So single purpose. So on the portfolio, you have purpose.
Mhm. Yeah.
Now
So
under purpose,
you've got one ad group per campaign.
one ad.
Yeah. And so like generally speaking, if you have multiple ad groups in your campaigns anyway, there's usually one or two top performers and the rest are just kind of sucking wind. So we just try not to have an additional campaign or additional ad group per campaign, just one.
Mhm. And then under ad group,
We try to only have one match type per ad group. So this becomes very important if you, for example, have a lot of keywords inside of your campaigns, because it gets really hard to control which search terms you're going to be advertising on. Because if you've got a keyword in broad match and phrase match, and then also exact match, you kind of have this crazy coverage coming from this campaign, but they're also all fighting each other. Like that, like the broad match bid is fighting the phrase match bid, which is fighting the exact match bid to win whatever search term it might be triggered for. And so instead of doing that, we try to just have one match type per ad group. And then traditionally we'll either do like if we're doing a research campaign, it'll either be broad or phrase. Winners will primarily be exact. But the general idea there is we're not fighting with ourselves. We can't have duplicate keywords inside of an ad group that way because you can only have one keyword per ad group. That's like an Amazon limitation, not an us limitation. And so that's the way that we do this.
Yeah. So that's great. Yeah. So you are completely isolating every single potential scenario. And then if you decide to let go some of the keywords or move some of the keywords from, broad to exact, you can easily do that. And also, if the SKU is not performing, you can easily, you know, either reduce the bid all the way so that the campaign stays active, because you never know, but at least that's one way to do it. Okay, so that structure, so that trickles all the way down to the keyword, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so I guess something that isn't necessarily structural but procedural is we will, when migrating a term from broad to phrase or phrase to exact, we will use the negative exact in the source ad group so that we are not double spending and potentially competing with ourselves between two campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually go a step further and proactively look for search terms inside of our accounts where we're fighting with ourselves, because we've seen that as a great way to profitably reduce your ad spend. Because so many times when I take over an account, we'll have the same search term being triggered in like 10 different campaigns for the exact same product. Not multiple products, just the exact same product. And what we'll end up doing is showing that brand owner, hey, you're paying as low as 60 cents a click and as much as $4 a click for this same search term. I want to isolate this down to one place and make sure it's treated like the VIP keyword that it is. And that is the whole point of having such a rigid structural process. There is another more uh, key benefit for repeatability. So I can get into that in a second, but I saw your face light up, so I want to see if you had any follow up questions there.
No, no. I mean, this is perfectly easy to follow.